Pivot spot, managing the middle. And for the Hawks, Alexander Walker and Rizache fill out the perimeter. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. And it's McCollum at the 1. As a team, when you're trying to construct your best lineups, what are you looking for, Grant?
You know, I think balance is probably number one. Each lineup has to have enough defense and offense. Otherwise, you're just vulnerable.
And you think of players who heat up in a hurry. You got to include Anthony Simons, Tim.
Well, Brian, he's just a bucket getter. He can pull up from any distance and with the elevation to do a little damage inside as well.
Second free throw, no good.
I mean, it was amazing to see Simons' progression in his first few NBA seasons. He got better every single year.
Here's Rizache. Back to McCollum. Fires, top of the key. Collins with the rebound. MP against McCollum. Back to MP. Chicago passing it around. Here's Simons. And yep, it's good.
Digging deep, Simons to the hole himself.
McCollum against MP. Outside, Alexander Walker. Pass to McCollum. Launches a three. That's good. His first made shot in 3 attempts.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Okoro on the wing. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Now here's Rizache. A go-to option for this team. He puts up nearly 17 a game. Sinks the tray.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
Pass to Buzelis. Back to MP. Simons left side. There's the triple. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Simons got 6 points.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling, struggling to get it going out there right now. I think he's pressing just a little bit too much.
Right wing. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Another 3 for Chicago.
And that's a promising shot for Buzelis.
Hawks trail by 5. Pass to Rizache. Back to McCollum. Over MP. Shots good by McCollum. 5 points in the game. And now the first timeout called here for Chicago. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
And it means they will go deep into their bench again.
Substitution on the court.
And so it's Atlanta with it, trailing by 2. Rizache at the 3, Johnson at the 4. C.J. McCollum is out there with Kispert, and it's Okongwu in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And a youth movement for this Hawks roster. What went into that, Tim?
Well, first, they climbed 10 spots to get the #1 pick, which led to Zachary Rizache. Then the trade of DeJounte Murray, which got them Dyson Daniels, who's 7 years younger. And, of course, you've got Jalen Johnson, who's breaking out. So they've got some young talent that is on the rise. Well, he's starting to get into a rhythm now after a rough first quarter.
It's stolen by Okongwu. And a fast break now for Atlanta. Now here's Rizache. He's closely guarded. For 3, McCollum sends it home from three-point land. McCollum's got 8.
In terms of scoring, this hasn't been his quarter. Just 1 of 7.
MP up top. McCollum with a steal. And they're running. Moving it up. Kispert on the wing. Pass to Okongwu. From down in the low post, it goes. Now it's a 5-point Atlanta lead.
Give him credit. Improving in the second quarter. Just great adjustments.
Okoro on the wing. To end the run. And he sinks the layup. 6 points for him.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
For 3, McCollum. Buzelis grabs the board.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Cash. It's MP picking up the assist. Now just a one-point Atlanta lead. Pass to Rizachet. Outside Johnson. To the paint. Here's McCollum. And that one's in. Nice feed on the play. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Ready to cash in. I like when McCollum looks to mix it up like this.
Here's Buzelis. And the layup is good off the glass. Buzelis has gotten 4 this quarter.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you. Yeah, they're winning despite his offensive performance. He just hasn't been sharp from the field.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
McCollum, the pass to Kispert. Nails it from 3. Kispert's got 6. And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Atlanta on top, up by 2. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Here's MP. And so in the game for the Bulls, Zach Collins out there with Buzelis. Then there's Okoro. Then it's MP. And it's Simons in at the 2-guard spot. Okoro on the wing. Rizachet covering. 4 on the clock. And Okoro gets it to go.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Well, MP in their last game against the Cavaliers did not have a great showing. He only had a few points and chalked up a few assists along the way as well. It was a rough outing for him. Never got it going. We'll see if retribution is in the cards tonight. Guys?
Okay, thanks for that report. It's been a performance he'll be looking to put behind him for sure.
Yeah, he's going to want to redeem himself for sure. He's got some serious motivation tonight.
Look, he's a pro. I don't think that game is going to weigh on him too much, but I'm certain he'd like to get off to a quick start.
Now here's Okoro. Rizachet covering. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Five ticks left in the third quarter. Here's Rizachet. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Rizachet's got his second basket of the game.
And when you've got your opponent down, you don't want to take your foot off the pedal.
Well, with the pace of this game, you don't want to leave anything to chance.
A big-time effort for Corey Kispert, providing a lot of energy for the Atlanta Hawks. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. We'll be right back with you shortly. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm Assist of the Game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
And it's such an advantage to have a big man who can facilitate at a high level like that.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Rizachet at the 3, Johnson at the 4. Buddy Hield is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Kuminga in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And when it comes to taking an offense out of its rhythm, what are some of the primary methods, Grant?
Well, B.A., you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
For 3, McCollum. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Giddey's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And there's Okoro. That one's good. And the assist from Giddey. Giddey's got 3 assists in the game. Here's McCollum. That one off the back iron and out.
One thing they've done well tonight, and that's rebounding.
Down low. Here's MP. McCollum pulls it in.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic. And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?